I want to read you something. Bad day. Revenge traded again after 2 losses. I have no discipline. I have to stop doing this. Tomorrow I'm going to follow my rules. Sound familiar? Maybe you've written something like that. Maybe you've written something exactly like that. Maybe you've written it like 47 times. I want to talk to you today about that journal entry, not about what it says, but about what it does. Because here's what nobody in the trading world is going to tell you about that entry. It's not neutral. It's not harmless. It's actively, quietly, invisibly making things worse. And today we're going to talk about why. Welcome back to the Climb Home. I'm Devin. And if you're just finding this series, please go back and watch episode 1 first, because it lays the foundation for everything that I'm going to be talking about in here and everything that we're going to be doing in here. I'll link it above. For those who are back, welcome to Base Camp 1. So last week we established something important. The market is not the mountain. The mountain is the climb from the wounded trader to the healed one. And we talked about Rob Hall, the most qualified climber on Mount Everest in 1996, who knew his own turnaround time better than anyone and broke it anyway, because something older and something deeper than any rule took over at 26,000 feet. So today we're going to talk about what happens the morning after. After the rule breaks, after the account takes a hit, after you sit in the silence of having done that thing again. We're going to talk about shame, real shame, trading shame, the specific, corrosive, account-destroying shame that lives inside that journal entry you keep writing. Because shame, not bad strategy, not weak discipline, not lack of knowledge, shame is the thing that is keeping you at Base Camp 1. And it's time to talk about this directly. On May 15th, 2006, a climber named David Sharp was attempting to summit Everest alone. He made it close to the top, and then something went wrong. He took shelter in a small cave near the summit, a cave that serious Everest climbers know well. It's sometimes called Green Boots Cave after another climber who died there years before. David Sharp was alive when other climbers found him, conscious, in distress, but alive. And approximately 40 climbers passed him that day, going up, climbing down, 40 people. Most didn't stop. Some said later they thought he was already dead. Some said there was nothing they could do at that altitude. Some said stopping would have meant abandoning their own summit bid. David Sharp died on that mountain. Now, I'm not here to judge those 40 climbers. Everest at that altitude does things to human judgment that are genuinely hard to understand from sea level. Summit fever is real. The death zone is real. The compromised decision-making of a brain starved of oxygen at 28,000 feet is real. But I want to ask you something. What if those 40 climbers are not the cautionary tale about what happens to other people on the mountain? What if they're the mirror? What if every trader who has ever been consumed by the need to recover the loss so activated to get back to break even? What if that trader has been passing David Sharp every single day, passing the part of themselves that is sitting in the cave, conscious, in distress, needing something real. And instead of stopping, instead of turning toward it, they keep climbing because the summit is right there. Because they've come too far to stop now. Because stopping means looking at the thing they've been passing for years. That thing in the cave is your shame. And it has been waiting for you to stop and turn towards it for a very long time. So let me show you exactly what shame does to a trader. Not theoretically, mechanically, step by step. This is what I call the guilt loop, and once you see it, you will never be able to unsee it. Step 1. You take the wrong trade, the revenge trade, the one you said you wouldn't take, the one that violates every single rule you have. Step 2, the trade loses. Of course it loses. It was always going to lose. That's what wrong trades do. Step 3, shame arrives. Hot, fast, familiar. I did it again. What is wrong with me? I have no discipline. I am never going to get this right. Step 4, you write the journal entry. Tomorrow will be different. You mean it completely. You always mean it completely. Step 5, the shame creates something in your nervous system that nobody talks about. It dysregulates you further. And here's what I mean by that. Shame, real shame, the kind that says, I am fundamentally flawed, I am broken, there is something wrong with me at the core. Shame doesn't calm the nervous system, it fires it. Shame floods the body with the same stress hormones as the original threat. Cortisol spikes. The amygdala stays activated. The prefrontal cortex, the rational, rule-following, plan-honoring part of your brain goes partially offline, which means the shame you feel after the wrong trade puts you exactly in the same neurological state that caused the wrong trade in the first place. The guilt loop is not a recovery mechanism. It's a wound-deepening cycle dressed up as accountability. Step 6, from that dysregulated state, exhausted, ashamed, flooded, you go back to the screen. And the conditions are now perfect for the next wrong trade, which produces more shame, which dysregulates further, which provides the next wrong trade, round and round, account shrinking, shame growing, journal entry accumulating, tomorrow will be different, I did it again, blah, 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 until it isn't. This is not a discipline problem. This is a shame spiral. And you cannot discipline your way out of a shame spiral. You can only love your way out. I want to talk about a sentence, 4 words, said by more traders than any other combination of words in the history of this industry. I need more discipline. I want to give that sentence the honest eulogy it deserves, because it has ended more trading careers quietly, invisibly, over months and years of slow erosion than any market crash, any bad strategy, any broker failure in the history of the financial markets. Here's what I need more discipline actually means. It means I believe the problem is a character flaw. I believe I am fundamentally lacking something that other traders have. I believe if I were just stronger, just more committed, just more serious, I would stop doing the thing I keep doing. And here's why that belief is not just wrong, it's dangerous. Because character flaw beliefs produce shame. And shame, as we just established, dysregulates the exact neurological system that you need to be regulated in order to follow your rules. I need more discipline is a sentence that generates a precise internal condition that makes discipline impossible. It is perfectly, elegantly, catastrophically self-defeating. And I want you to hear this clearly and completely. You cannot judge yourself into genuine change. You cannot prosecute yourself into healing. It has never worked. Not because you're not trying hard enough, but because shame is the wrong tool for this job entirely. So here's what I want you to consider. The shame you feel after a wrong trade, a hot, fast, familiar shame, that feeling is not new. It didn't start at the trading desk. It started somewhere else, in a different room, at a different age, with a different audience. For some of you, shame was the primary language of your childhood. The parent whose disappointment filled the whole house. The standard that was always slightly out of reach. The report card that was almost good enough. The achievement that was met with, yes, but. For some of you, shame was survival in an environment where mistakes had real consequences. Physical, emotional, financial. Shame was the alarm system. For some of you, shame was love's shadow. The other side of caring in a family, where caring sometimes looked like criticism, where the people who loved you most also made you feel like you weren't enough. The specific origin varies, but the nervous system response is the same. When you take the wrong trade, when you break the rule, when you do the same thing again, your nervous system doesn't register a trading error. It registers a familiar verdict. You fell short again. You're not enough. You never get this right. And that verdict, that specific flavor of not enough, that's not about the trade. That's about something that was decided about you a long time ago by people who didn't know what they were doing to you. And you've been carrying that verdict to the trading desk every single morning. So I want to give you probably the most important reframe in this series. It is so simple that it might make you skeptical. It is so powerful that I have watched it shift something in traders that years of rule setting never could. Here it is. Instead of, I broke my rules, just this. Isn't that interesting? I know how that sounds. It sounds like you're letting yourself off the hook. It sounds like you're bypassing accountability. It sounds like spiritual bypassing dressed up as trading psychology. Just stay with me. Because isn't that interesting? Is not the absence of accountability. It is the only orientation from which genuine accountability becomes possible. Here's what I mean. I broke my rules again is a verdict. A verdict ends the inquiry. The judge has spoken. Case closed, guilty. Isn't that interesting? Is an opening. It keeps the inquiry alive. It creates just enough space between the event and the response for a question to arise. Isn't that interesting? I wonder what was happening there. I wonder what I felt like right before. I wonder where I felt that before. Do you feel the difference? One closes the door, one opens it. One produces shame, one produces curiosity. And curiosity, genuine, warm, non-judgmental curiosity about your own experience is the only way through the cave. It is the only way to David Sharp. The part of you that has been sitting there in the cold, waiting for someone to stop, to turn toward it, to say, I see you. I'm not passing by you today. Tell me what happened. I'm listening. I'm here. That is the beginning of Base Camp 1 work. Not the end, the beginning. But it is the most important beginning you will ever make as a trader. So before the next episode, I want to give you your second piece of gear. This one is simple. It's deceptively simple. Do not mistake it for easy. This week, after every trading session, good or bad, I want you to open your journal and write one sentence, not the verdict, not the resolution, not I need more discipline, just this. Today, isn't that interesting, ... And then finish the sentence with genuine curiosity, not judgment, not prosecution, curiosity. Today, isn't that interesting? I stayed in the trade 20 minutes after my stop. Today, isn't that interesting? I felt something in my chest right before I clicked, and clicked anyway. Today, isn't that interesting? I followed my rules perfectly, and I still felt anxious the whole session. And here is the one rule for this exercise. If you find yourself writing, I need more discipline, stop. Cross it out and write instead, isn't it interesting that I just wrote that? Because even the reflex towards the verdict is information. Everything is information when you approach it from curiosity instead of shame. And information is what Base Camp 1 is designed to give you. Not answers yet, just honest questions asked with warmth toward yourself for the first time. I want to say something before I let you go. I know what we talked about today is uncomfortable, not because it's complicated, but because it's true. And true things, especially the ones we've been working very hard not to look at, have a specific weight to them when they finally land. If something in this episode made you want to close the tab, that's the shame talking. That's the part of you that has been protecting you from this exact conversation for a very long time. And I want you to say to that part, thank you. Genuinely. That protection made sense once. It kept you safe in an environment where vulnerability had consequences. But you're not in that environment anymore. You're here at Base Camp, where it's safe to look. The traders who make it to Base Camp 1, the ones who stop writing the verdict and start asking the questions, they don't suddenly become perfect traders. They become curious ones. And curious traders do something that perfect traders never do. They learn. Not from courses and not from strategies, from themselves. From the honest, warm, unflinching examination of what really happens at their desk on the hard days. That learning is the most valuable edge you will ever develop. And it starts with 3 words. Isn't that interesting? I'll see you in Base Camp 2. Oh, and that journal entry you've been writing 47 times, write it one more time this week, but this time, after you write it, add 3 words. I'll see you soon.